Namaskar, doston. Today we are going to talk about my powerlifting competitions, the classic one and the cube one. The classic was on, I think, 19th to 21. So mine was on like 19th, I believe. And the cube one was on 2nd May. Actually, I was there for all the days, anyhow. So let's get started with the classic one. So I have had participated before, but not for the full competition. I have been to the bench press one where you only do the bench press, and over there I did secure like I think for 5,000 position. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. So I didn't really know about all the rules, how you give the numbers, because the last time I've been to any competition, okay, I mean the state level, it was simply you go there and tell them, but this time it was entirely different. And every time I went for a competition, something changed, actually improved. That is the better thing. So let's start with how powerlifting works and how to get to the state level or national level. And if you don't know me, my name is Harshit. I'm a state level powerlifter, and hopefully I'll go national very soon. So see, in powerlifting, we got three lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift. Okay, so first of all, you got to qualify for the district. So you can contact whoever is managing all of this stuff, and you give your name. Okay, so after that, you participate. So depending on from which district you are, how many participants, this and that, it will be a tight competition, but not as the state one. Then you get selected. Once you get the first prize, usually you go to the state competition, but let's say the district competition was way before the state one. Usually there will be a selection trial. So they select the top athletes, maybe one or sometimes two. Okay. So it depends on the numbers and everything. So the more candidates or the more participants you have in your category, the higher the competition. The less candidates, it is okay, okay. All right. And these categories are based on age and weight. Okay. So in my case, I'm 83. Now I'm open. This is my first senior year. Actually, before I did participate in junior one. So for the district, Palakkad district powerlifting competition, classic one, I was the first. Okay, so that time I was a junior. Now I am into the senior list, that is the open class. So the thing with open class is that you get everyone anywhere from 19 to I believe 49 years old. People will be there. That is the thing. Now let's talk about my competition. So I went there. It was at Kottayam. I thought I will explore a bit, but we barely had any time. So as anyone would do, I booked a hotel. Okay, and we went there. It was fine, but I felt like Kottayam is more like, I don't know, an isolated place. നമ്മളിങ്ങനെ പോകുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കൊരിതുണ്ടാവും that yeah, it will be a fun area, but it wasn't really a fun area. Rather, I would say it was a dark area, an area with less people. But I like the stadium and all. It was a bit clean, but I didn't really like that the warm up area was down below. If it was nearby, it would be better. It would have been better. Otherwise, I don't have any complaints. Okay, so my weighing time was 8 a.m. I believe. So we went there, gave my weight, had breakfast, and it took a while for us to start. But even before I could properly warm up, the squat started. So since I didn't get proper warm up and all, I thought of lifting less. So my top squat was 160 kg. Okay, it was very easy. I think I should have gone for 170 or 180, but all right. Then it was the bench. So I don't know. It's been a pattern in the classic and the cubed. So the first lift usually is a flop. Okay, so in the first lift, somehow I twisted my shoulder, whatever. Something went wrong. Okay, it's my problem actually. So because of that, the first weight it was a red one. It was a no lift. Then the second one, it was very easy. All right. So I tried the same weight, I believe. Then I unknowingly I bounced it. So there are certain rules in powerlifting. So if you don't hold it, rather move like this even a little bit, then it's a no lift basically, or you won't get all white. Okay. Then the last one was good. I lifted it pretty well. It was 90 kg. I didn't want to try 100 or anything because I know my bench is weak. Okay, and I know my strong point. Then it was deadlift. With deadlift, I was okay. I mean, everything felt all right. 190 was so easy. So I thought I'll go with 210. Actually, there's a story about this tutor. So at first I gave 200 because I've been doing it for a while. I know I can lift 200. It's easy for me. But looking at the scoreboard, there's a scoreboard, right? The screen and everything will be there. So I thought if I lift heavy or something, I can get a score. And actually, apart from my thoughts, there were some other people also there. Okay, I don't want to take names, but someone came and kind of, let's say, help me or whatever. I don't want to talk about it for now. So I went with 210. The weight got lifted a bit off the floor, but I couldn't lift it properly. So because of that, I was left with the fifth place. Otherwise, in my math, in my calculation, I would have got third place. Okay. So on that day, I was pretty fine, but after thinking about it, I wasn't fine. Actually, on my way back. But fine, so that really upset me. So I really wanted to get somewhere. So I signed up for the Equip one, and I barely had any practice with Equip. Okay. So I don't know how Equip works. I don't have the suit. I didn't have the suit for practice. And I didn't really know how to wrap it around your knee and all. Somehow I did it. But even those wraps weren't allowed, the ones that I was using for practice. So I went to my coach 1 or 2 days before the equip competition. Imagine that. Okay. And anyhow, I was tired with all that traveling. Even before that, I had to go here and there, literally all the time. So I practiced only for 1 day, that only for squat. I tried bench press with a suit on, but since I didn't have practice, I couldn't really get the technique well. So I decided to go with the normal one. With acute powerlifting, even though it is called acute, you can participate with the suit on or without it. Okay, because there were multiple candidates, they were doing it raw, like the classic one. So you can do that if you don't have a lot of competition there. But otherwise, if you put a suit on, obviously it will help you a lot. Okay, not a lot, but yes, you can lift, let's say, 20 or 30 kgs more, in my opinion. Okay, I don't know. Because when I had little practice with the bench suit, when my PR was 90 kg, okay, like even when I struggle a lot, I could lift 120 kg easily for the first time. So imagine how much power it gives you. So that is what Equipped is. With Equipped powerlifting, I thought I'll rent a room over there, but I felt like I didn't really have much hope. So because of that, what I did is I drove there. Okay, it's a 3 to 4 hour drive. So I left early in the morning and I reached there on time. Thankfully. And I was riding pretty fast, I would say. Average of, let's say, 80 km per hour. Otherwise, I don't think I would have reached there. Then I gave my weight, it was 79 point some kg. Okay. So it was all fine. Then I went on and had a mandi. That was very satisfactory. But at the same time, I was thinking about can I eat a lot? So about food. See, before the competition, you can eat whatever you want, but the more carbs you have, the better. Of course, you can have chicken, this and that. And this is strictly my opinion, okay? From what I notice in my body during the competitions and all, when I get more rice, actually, especially rice, maybe chicken biryani, something like that, I feel really good. Okay. Even if it is any other rice item like uttapam and all, it's fine. For me, dosha doesn't work. Idli is okay, okay. Okay, so it's like that. So I had one whole mandi, the kota mandi, okay, with chicken. But I didn't consume a lot, okay, because I wanted to make sure I had some space for grazing, whatever. Otherwise, what will happen. So that's what I did. Then I was waiting, and because in the classic I was waiting for a long time. Okay, it was very tiresome, just the wait and the heat. This time I decided not to get ready till they call me, because in almost every powerlifting competition, especially in India, it will get delayed. Because for classic, my time was 2 p.m. and it started at around 4 or 5. Okay, and it was at 2 p.m. I'm not really sure. I don't remember the classic really well. But with the Cube one, my time was 2 p.m. The weighing time was 12, and the competition was 2 p.m. And it only started at like 7 or 8 p.m. So it was way late. So I slept there for a while, even though I couldn't properly sleep because the announcements keep on coming, right? But still, I tried to rest. Okay, I didn't walk around a lot. I tried to rest, and it really helped. Okay. And since my coach is a referee and all, no one was actually with me. Okay, there were some people, but that wasn't enough in my opinion because that dude was going here and there, and yeah, it was fine. Okay, but with the squat, I did a terrible mistake. Okay, the depth and everything was fine, but after the second lift, okay, 180 kg, I the belt and everything was tight, so I was running around for the paper and all. So after the lift, you only have 1 minute to give the weight. Otherwise, they will only increase it by 2.5 kg. So my final weight, squat was 182.5. Uh, I'm a bit sad about it. I could have did like 190 or 200, but it's fine. Let's try it the next time. Then for the bench, I know it's not my strong point, so I gave a normal weight only. The first was 80 kg. The same thing as classic happened. I did something like that. Okay, it was an all lift. Then with the next one, I gave 85. It was fine. Okay. Then 92.5. That was brilliant actually. So that's what I did for the entire competition actually. Even if I failed, I gave a higher weight. For some, it was really absurd, but I had a plan. Now let's go to the deadlift. Okay, by the time deadlift was there, I was totally okay, calm, all right. And normally we watch others. I didn't watch others. Rather, I was simply listening to music and just chilling. I didn't really care about much. Okay, so I was in my own headspace, and that's what you should do, in my opinion. In my opinion. Okay, I'm not an expert. Okay, so I was listening to music and all, and they called me, and the first lift was 185. Okay, so I did warm up till 170. So yeah. Then what happened is the lift was good, but I let it down too quick. Okay. And you be the judge of it. I'll show the video here, but they gave me no lift. Otherwise, it's a perfect lift. I should have held that for a bit longer, but okay, fine, my mistake. Okay. I wasn't that disappointed. I was like, I'll just get the next try. So I went on with 200. Okay. I did ask them, can I increase the weight? Because sometimes some people give the same weight, right? So I then did 200. It was very fine. But okay, there was a little jerk like, to the front. Okay, I don't have the video because that other dude who was taking the video took a photo instead. Then I went onward 210. Okay, but I did check the board. So, no, 205, I think. I gave 205 or something like that. I changed. You can change twice. Okay, and I changed finally to 212.5. Okay, so I was confident, but not so much. I don't have much to lose, right? So I lifted it. It was 55. There wasn't a lot of struggle. Okay, and of course the sword helped a bit. So yeah, it was fine. Okay, and another thing, maybe an important thing. I don't know. Okay, so usually I don't think about anything or pray to God, but this time I did. Actually, I was like, like I'm doing some kind of prayer. Okay, that helped me. Yeah. So that was the entire competition. So more than getting any place, okay, in total for equipped, I got fourth place. I would say it's huge for me. Okay, as a beginner, I'm still a beginner, right? So because without much practice for equipped, okay, with let's say only 1 day of practice, I did so much, and the top people out there, they're doing a lot. So in that and considering all of that, I think it's pretty good. It's great. And normally, when you get fourth or third or something, people. But there is one referee, okay, one coach. His name is Isho. I'll show him here. So he always tells everyone, okay, maybe just me or almost everyone that you're fourth in Kerala. That means a lot. And I think that is how we all should think. Okay, of course, you should be competitive and strive for the best, to be the best, to be first. But again, being fourth strongest person in this category in Kerala means a lot, and that in open for me. This is my first senior year, right? So I thought I wouldn't get anything. I'll be the last one standing because I know what others are capable of, how long they have been training, and what else they're taking. Okay, so I don't want to comment on what happens in powerlifting with with roids and all, but it's more like an open secret, right? So as a natural person, it's huge for me. So that's what I have to tell you about the competition. Okay, I did mess up here and there. And after the competition, okay, no, the competition, the deadlift, all threes, the judges and all, they told me, are you crazy? Like, all of that was in Malayalam. They're like, kya kiya tumne? What did you do? Who does like this? After failing, you increase the weight. First, correct the weight and increase. But I knew, okay, according to them, they're right. They're totally right. I should correct myself and move on to the next one. That's true. But I knew what my mistake was. Why I got the red light or no lift. I knew. मुझे पता था. So since I knew it, I was ready to risk it again. Otherwise, I wouldn't get the certificate or whatever. Right. But yeah, I pulled it off. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And yeah, the people who were observing me, they're proud of me. Yeah, that's the thing. Then I thought of going back home, but I didn't. Rather, I stay for the next day to do a lot of stuff. That means pulling the suit, and if the suit isn't of the proper length, you have to just tie it and all, like you can see here. So I was doing all of that. I was too tired. I was surviving on a masala dosha for the entire day. So, see, powerlifting competition, you will feel like it's more about strength, raw strength, and just pulling the weight for one time. But actually, it's not like that. It's also a test of endurance. Why endurance? Because it's not running, but you have to survive for that long. You don't know when your competition is. Usually, the timings are always delayed, right? And you don't know whether there will be a sport entry. For classic, there were some sport entries actually. And in my opinion, that shouldn't be allowed because otherwise, why would there be a selection trail? If these people cannot appear for the selection trail or do it through the proper path, then does it really matter? It's just my opinion. I don't feel like it's the right thing to do. But for classic, there was sport entry. With equipped, there was no proper selection trial or anything. Maybe because of that, we saw a lot of candidates, a lot of participants. Maybe because of that, everything got delayed. And by the time my competition was over, it was like 12:30 or something. We left at one, not one, maybe 12:40, something like that. Yeah. So it was like that. So what I learned is that sometimes be ready to take the risk. Sometimes don't. Another thing that I notice with others, not myself, okay, I don't do that, is while warming up, you are hitting your PR kind of. I felt like that. I don't know whether it's their PR or maybe they're drained because of some other reasons. You know what I'm talking about. But what I observed is that some people, especially with the deadlift and all, they're just struggling a lot during the warm up. Warm up is just supposed to give you that, right, just to hit your body. But they weren't doing like that. In my opinion, a warm up is just to get your body ready for the weight, right? So let's imagine your PR or whatever is 200 kg. So do till like 170 or let's say 150. Then try the first weight, right? So that's how you should do. Not like you'll just hit your PR for the first try or the warm up. I don't agree to that. I don't know what the idea is behind that. If you know, let me know. So that is the thing. So this is how my competition went. Overall, it was a good experience. I would say I learned a lot. I learned how to do the right things and how not to do stupid things. Of course, I did some stupid mistakes. That's on me. That's on me. But most likely, I won't repeat that. Another thing, I had a habit of shouting while lifting. So this time I avoided all of that. Everything was focused on the technique. Then what else? Especially during the competition, you think less, I think. Like you just go ahead and lift the weight, but when at the gym, I usually think a lot. I overthink about the technique, the position, and all. Of course, it's important, but I don't think you should think about that a lot because when you think about that a lot, it just messes up with your performance, right? So that is the thing, and especially if you're a lady, okay, if you're a woman, your hair, especially for the bench press, needs to be tied up here, okay, like I normally do. Because for the bench press, they don't usually allow it to be loose. Okay, I did observe one of the referees, and They told one girl to tie it before it. Okay. Then another important thing is about the rack height. So the rack height depends on the equipment actually. So in classic, it was like till I don't know 16 or something. So my rack height was 11, 12, something like that. Okay, but in the cube one it was 1, 2, 3, something like that. So check your rack height, otherwise especially it's a squat and bench press will be difficult, especially the squat, because you have to take it from more like a lower position, so you're losing again more energy, right? So be sure about your rack height, maybe when you do warm up, or maybe you can just stand next to a person of similar height and check whether it is okay for you. So that will help you with the rack height, because for the classic competition, for my first squat the rack height wasn't so great, so I did lose some energy there. That is the thing. Okay. And yes, for a cube competition, of course, you can do without a suit, without that knee wraps or anything. You can do as the classic one. But yeah, if you can get a suit, it would be better. Get a suit, purchase it. Okay. So that is the thing. A suit, I would say, is worth it if you're serious about the sport. Otherwise, not really. If you're new to it, just continue with the classic till you build some strength and size. And once your body evolves, go to the equipped one. Otherwise, equipped is a good way to test your strength, but also you're getting some support from all the things that you're wrapping around your body, because you're getting more like some a spotter, right, for squat and everything. And the technique is slightly different, especially with the bench press. Otherwise, with classic, yeah, you can do it without anything, without a kneecap or knee sleeve, right? You just need a singlet. That's it, and shoes, whatever. Okay, so that is how it works. I hope it is clear. If you have more questions, you can ask me. So this is my experience. Overall, I learned a lot. So for me, rather than lifting a lot of weights, it's more of a learning journey, because everyone says it's three lifts, but there's a lot of things that go behind it, especially in your head, because you'll feel like, it's just lifting weight, but you really don't know what goes around. Right, you don't know what's on your mind. Sometimes you'll be thinking about other things. Sometimes you'll be creeped out. Sometimes you will be lacking energy, because yeah, you're there, man. You have been there for a very long time, and sometimes between lifts, there's a lot of time. With classic competition, before my bench press, my hands were shaking because I was very hungry. I didn't really get much of any food, but after the bench, I had some rice. Okay, my coach gave us, so I'm really grateful for that. So that rice indeed helped me with the deadlift. And after the competition, okay, the competition was on 19th or 20th. Uh, 1 week after that, I did lift 210. I did struggle with lockout. So I was sure, like, yeah, I can do it. So that's why I was willing to go with 212. I could have gone with 215 or 220, but I felt like the number is too risky. Yeah, but yes, because of that, I got the fourth place. And I think if I did work on my bench press a bit more, maybe squatted a bit more, maybe by 10 or 20 kg, and worked on my deadlift a bit more, I could have got the third place. I know. Okay, I'm not saying I should or I'm supposed to get that, but I know I can be the I know what I'm capable of. So that is the thing. Also, for the classic competition, there were people around me actually. I'm so glad they were with me, holding things, telling me the things, right? And there was this slip, okay, especially for the classic, you're supposed to give but for the classic one, after 1 or 2 lists, they just skipped it. We were simply supposed to tell them, because for with just running around that with the paper, pen, and all, it's kind of annoying, in my opinion. I think they should just remove it somehow. I know it's protocol, procedure, whatever, but for the athlete, I would say it just adds up extra stress if you don't have anyone around you. But if you're simply telling them after the lift, it's fine. I mean, they can simply write it down, right? That's what happened with the Cube one. Okay, after a while, they didn't really need that. Okay, also during the competitions, I was supporting other people, maybe in the same category. For the classic one, in the same category, for the Cube one, a different category. I was telling them things, I was running around them also, while also focusing on my list. So that also happened. And about what maybe I could correct, or what I would do differently next time, or maybe even if I get another chance, is to rest more. because this time I didn't really get a lot of rest because I was just running straight for like 4 hours or so. So my shoulders were kind of hurting, my back was hurting. So that was the then even after weighing, rest more, rest more, rest more. That's it, rest. So that's the most important thing because after just one day of practice with the equipped, okay, that was just for the squat. I didn't even do deadlift. So I did give my body 1 or 2 days of rest. So that helped. Yeah. So that is the thing. So if you want more information, let me know. Break more PRs.